My name is Tim Haig Sr. I am a professional speaker, author. I have Parkinson's disease and I am a PD Avenger. Welcome to Coffee with Tim, a conversation of life and Parkinson's. Coffee with Tim is brought to you this morning by the Parade for Parkinson's, a 5th year birthday celebration by U-Turn Parkinson's Wellness Center here in Winnipeg, Canada. Go to uturnpd.org and empower our pursuit of wellness. Well, I hope this Friday finds you well. This cloud-covered, rainy, dreary kind of Friday in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Hope you're overall doing well. I'm greeted this morning by the thought of, what are we doing here? It's been one of those weeks, I guess. It's not been terrible, but I've not been sleeping well. And so you wake up some mornings going, what are we doing? Why are we here? Why do we exist? Those types of questions. Good morning, Rosemary. It is my pleasure. You have muffins this morning. I wish I had muffins. Where's my muffins? I need some muffins. I need somebody. I've got three wonderful, lots of wonderful women in my life. That's none of them have taught me to cook, or bake, I should say. I have some wonderful bakers, but I don't seem to ever have any muffins. But welcome here. If you've tuned in, make sure you say hi in the chat. I will do my best to respond as we go along here. Call your friends, tell them to tune in to Coffee with Tim. It could be interesting this morning because he doesn't have a clue what he's going to really talk about. Hope you had a great Easter last weekend. Sorry we had to miss, but you got to take some days off here and there, right? But I am greeted with this question of, what are we doing here today? Coffee with Tim. I started this thing some time ago now. Don't remember exactly how long ago it was, but it was kind of a whim. Good morning, Geraldine. And you folks kept tuning in. Thought I would share some thoughts, and folks tuned in, said, hey, we kind of like this. So you keep showing up, so I keep showing up. And the goal is every week to kind of step aside, hopefully take some time away from the chaos of life, share some insights on Parkinson's and just everyday life, hopefully come away a little bit encouraged and feeling a little bit better about life than what we might have been otherwise. So what are we doing here this morning? That's part of it. The other part is the hats. I haven't talked about the hats for a while. I have a whole variety of hats. Today is my, I bought this one, just this one. I wanted to see what it would look like as a little possibility for U-turn. So I decided to stick it on my head this morning because I'm going to talk to you about U-turn Parkinson's again later in our Parade for Parkinson's and how you might be involved with that. Good morning, Barbara Pavlich. Where are you from, Barb? Did you type away there? Tell us where you're from. That's always a good thing. So what are we doing here this morning? Well, let's talk about life a little bit. Insomnia. How many of you deal with insomnia? I have not dealt with insomnia much through life, but with Parkinson's the last few years, it has been Team Ralph out on the lovely East Coast. Barris Richardson. Hey, Barris. Yes. Good to see you. Good morning. Hope Ralph is doing well. And tell Greg hello if he's along with you. But yeah. Insomnia has been a pain in the neck. Barb's from Winnipeg. Nice. I have not been sleeping well. I particularly have not been sleeping well since about December 15th. Now you say, Tim, why do you know that date so specifically? Most folks with insomnia can't pinpoint the date that they started dealing with insomnia. Well, December 15th was the day we brought Bella home. Hello, Nora from Ontario. Geraldine from Arizona. Good morning. Bella is my puppy. If you have not been included in the puppy diaries yet, Bella is a rescue that we adopted on December 15th, 2020, to round out a fabulous year that 2020 was. She's absolutely a highlight, and I mean that sincerely. But this dear German Shepherd cross has been a very lively animal to have in the house. She is absolutely beautiful. I'll put some pictures up on my Facebook later for you. I'm not very good at, I've been very lax on Facebook of recent as well. But she is absolutely a beautiful dog. She has wonderful temperament, but she's a dog, right? She's a dog, and all that comes with having a dog. And so since December 15th, I have not slept well because of having a dog. I mean, there were many, many mornings where she had me up at 2, 4, 6 in the morning, midnight, a variety of hours. I have to say that my children did exactly what they said they would do. We shared nights on who got up with her, but there were some nights that we were all awake nonetheless, right? But the insomnia isn't just the dog's fault. The dog overall has been fabulous. We love her. Cheryl even sort of loves her. Don't tell her I said that. I catch her playing with her from time to time. They've warmed up to each other, sort of. Although Cheryl did say at the supper table last night, she looks across the room at her and says, "Why do we have a dog?" I had to laugh because both of our two youngest kids are both talking about moving out of the house this summer, early fall this year. So we're fully expecting to be empty nesters. And she looks at me and she goes, "So much for being an empty nester." I'm like, "It's not a kid." Hey, Neil Fugate, an old friend of mine from high school, Tonganoxie, Kansas. Everybody say that with me real fast. Tonganoxie. Tonganoxie. I love it. Great sounding word, right? Dorothy Gillis, good morning from London, Ontario. Betty and Rick from Winnipeg. Sydney Donahue from Las Vegas. Welcome, guys. Great to see you this morning. So yes, the puppy diaries in short are, it's going well. It's getting better. She's up to 50 pounds now. She is a huge dog, but we are 99% enjoying her, and the other 1%, well, that's what comes with being pet owners, right? So the insomnia isn't just her fault. It is mostly Parkinson's, and I am finding that it's absolutely atrocious to try to deal with. For me, it's a vicious cycle. I find that when I'm not exercising enough, and for me, it needs to be ramped up fairly high. My body's used to doing a fair bit. So if I'm not meeting that, I'm not sleeping well. Because without fail, I will nap during the day. I will get to 2, 3 in the afternoon, and I cannot keep my eyes open, no matter what I do. I'm absolutely exhausted. Some days from doing nothing, some others from just having too much on the go. But regardless, almost every day I have a nap. I've tried to not nap so that I make sure and sleep through the night. If I do that, it doesn't help. I'll still be awake, and then I'm absolutely exhausted the next day and fail to get in my exercise. If I don't get in my exercise, I definitely will not sleep well. If I don't sleep well, I feel absolutely exhausted the next day, don't want to get my exercise in. And it turns into this vicious cycle of trying to get enough sleep to do what I need to do the following day. So if you have Parkinson's and you deal with insomnia, I would be curious to know what your solutions are for it. You can share it in the chat if you'd like, or if you want to private DM me and keep it personal, that's fine. But I'd be very curious to hear how you deal with that. I do take melatonin before bed. That puts me to sleep. That's not a problem. It's a matter of staying asleep. I'm chronically awake at 3:30, 4:30 in the morning. And when I'm awake, the brain goes on. When the brain goes on, there's no more sleeping to be done. So that's my deal with insomnia right now. So I'll be curious to hear your experiences. So I was speaking this week. You'll note in my little headline on Facebook there, I said, selling your dreams short, insomnia and selling your dreams short. Well, interesting, THC and CBD oil at bedtime. All right, I'll keep that in mind, Barb. And Brad Courtney saying that he experiences the same if he doesn't train with his martial arts regularly. Yeah. So, okay, similar kind of things. So selling your dreams short. I was speaking for a law firm here in Winnipeg this past week, doing an online event for a group of students. And I learned an old lesson in a new way again. At the end of the event, it went very nice. Good morning, Thomas from Maryland. At the end of the event, we were having a Q&A. I had shared a little bit of The Amazing Race, shared a little bit about my book, Perseverance, and was being asked questions. And I was asked a question that I haven't been asked in a very long time. Don't get asked very often. But I'm always intrigued by when new questions pop up after my talks. And the scout pops the question, what are your goals? What new goals do you have? And now I had just gotten done talking about the amazing race. I just got done talking about the need for exercise and doing all these things and how I'd run a triathlon in the past. And I used to run all these marathons, and I had this concept in my head, right? And she asked the question, "What's your new goals?" Well, my very next thought was, I don't have any goals. I don't have any goals. There's nothing worth talking about. I mean, crap, I'm hoping to get a 5K in this summer with the kids, but that's nothing exciting. I'm trying to stay on track with my workout every day, and I'm thinking about the insomnia for lack of doing that, but that's not very exciting. So I won't go into all that I said to her, but I really sold my goals short. And I was talking to Cheryl, my wife, after the fact, and told her, I said, it felt a little silly, that I didn't really feel like I had anything worth talking about. And she gave me crap. Oh my! You should be a fly on the wall in the Hague House some days. We are not shy folks, and when it comes to sharing with one another, we share both barrels some days. And I was very happy that she was willing to give me both barrels of what the crap are you talking about. She said, 1, your workout goals are very important. What you attempt to do every day keeps you healthy, keeps you moving, keeps you motivated. How can you discount that? You're hoping to run a 5K this summer with the kids. How many people can't run 500 meters, let alone a 5K? You are attempting to learn Spanish. Yes, again. Actually making progress this time. My goal is to be un poco conversant by the time I go to Barcelona, Spain in 2022. That's next June. June of 2022 is the World Parkinson's Congress in Barcelona, Spain. This time, it happens every 3 years, and it is a phenomenal gathering of people with Parkinson's and researchers and doctors and scientists from all over the world. It's a fabulous conference. So I'm hoping to go to that. We're planning to go to that in June of 2022. So I set the goal of being, a little conversant in Spanish by the time we get there. And that's not only just fun, not only do I just enjoy it, but it's good for the brain. It's good for anyone's aging brain at 56. I was talking to my mother last night, 91. She fell. She's okay. Well, she's mostly okay. She banged up her hand and it's really swollen, but there's no broken hip. There appears to be no broken bones, and she's doing okay. And so we were talking, she was saying that if she didn't have macular degeneration, loss of eyesight, that there were lots of things that she would be doing. And she commented, I guess that's what happens when you eventually get old. I said, eventually, Mom. How old do you have to be before you're old? And yes, she reached through the phone and slapped me a little bit. What are you saying? I'm old? Well, you're 91. Eventually, we got to call it what it is, right? But at 56, it's still good for the brain to be working on a little Spanish, challenging it, learning something, doing something decent with myself. So Cheryl said, look at all the other goals that you've set for U-Turn. We are working on hiring new leadership role this year. We have opened a second gym in the city. When COVID lets us get back to it, we'll go back to that. We have just removed all of our fees from all of our programming at U-Turn in the hopes that opens the doors to our community and lets more people participate in the resources and services that we're trying to offer. There's a whole host of things that I have on my plate through U-Turn Parkinson's, through the PD Avengers, through speaking, our travel goals. In short, I had lots of goals to talk about, but I kind of got my head stuck in the amazing race kind of thing, and that was the wrong thing to do. So I thought I would encourage you this morning. Don't sell your goals short. Your goals do not need to measure up to anyone else's. Your goals do not need to be compared to anyone else's. And especially they don't need to be compared to you. Because my tendency, especially with my exercise, is to look at what I used to be able to do. And it's very hard not to some days get stuck in well, I used to be able to run a 7-minute mile, and now I'm struggling at an 11-minute mile. Well, how many folks do you know that can't run a mile and wish they could? That's the point to remember, to stay focused on today, what today's goals are and what today's abilities are, to deal with those, and the things that can't be, accept them for the fact that they can't be, and be grateful and have gratitude for what can be. So an old lesson that I think it shows up in a book I wrote once, that needs to be learned yet again. It seems to be the way of life. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The only thing I'm really consistent in is being inconsistent. I guess I have a thick head. I have to learn things over and over and over again. So that's my thought for you today. I would encourage you to head over to U-Turn Parkinson's, especially if you're in Manitoba. Check out what we're doing with our Parade for Parkinson's. Check out the things that we've got coming up this fall, the things that we're working on our north side gym, the south side, and all that's going on there. We are working towards a new leadership role for this fall, a person who will come on alongside me and begin to take over the responsibilities of the executive director. If you know someone who might be interested in that, you can tell them to be keeping an eye out on Indeed and through our social media and website of what that might be, when that will come. I actually have a board meeting today that we will be hopefully finalizing a lot of the details on that and start advertising. And I'm very, very excited about that, because there is lots to be done in the world of U-Turn Parkinson's. So guys, insomnia, it's a pain in the neck. Brian, he said trazodone and Advil, dual action, full night. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Diane says she's trying to learn Spanish as well. Fantastic. And Thomas, been selected as a Davis Finney ambassador. Whole new set of goals. Fantastic, Thomas. I love Davis Finney. Have spent a lot of time in victory summits with him, as you may know, and hope to be back one day. But I love the work that Davis Finney does. Love their mindset about wellness and exercise. Fantastic organization. So guys, I think I'll leave it at that for today. Until next week, have a great weekend. Hug those you love and live your best. Persevere, because this race, your race, can be won as well. Until next week, I'm Tim. See you then. Bye-bye.